Britain's best-loved High Court enforcement agents are back.
Jesus Christ.
And in a Can't Pay special...
That was a brick.
We see them tackle some of their most challenging cases ever.
Come here, man, put it down,
You are?
Wait, just... What?
Facing lies and deceit.
I'm not Michael. I've just told you that 3 times.
Threats and anger.
Excuse me.
Please don't touch me.
I'm on my way, mate. Don't touch me. Don't touch me.
From defiant debtors.
He's threatened to kill me.
But no matter how much you resist...
You want to stand here like a big man.
If you can't pay...
What's the point in having teeth if you're not going to bite?
They'll take it away. Research shows that more and more Britons are in denial about their debts. A recent study claims over half of us hide money problems from family and friends. And for High Court enforcement agents, getting debtors to face up to the truth can be one of the hardest parts of the job. "7 a.m. High Court enforcement agents Stuart McCracken and Elmore Victor are on their way to the north of England with a writ to collect just under £5,400 from defendant Mr. Feroz. But this isn't the first time Vic has visited the address.
Been to this one once before.
Right.
And met a male outside the property. As I stopped, he came walking out, got into his car, introduced myself, and he said, no, mate, it's my brother. Twin brother, of course.
Of course.
Twin brother.
Yeah, twin brother, exactly the same name.
The reason why we're going back is his brother never contacted me, and he was seeing his brother that day.
Ah, right.
Vic is suspicious that the man he met on his last visit is in fact the defendant, Mr. Feroz. Today, he hopes to get to the truth.
So you never know who opens the door today, you see. It might be the twin brother.
Different adventure every day, Vic.
I tell you what,
Oh, well,
we all have a twin brother somewhere.
One of the most common lies that I hear is, it's not me. He's not here. If I had £1 for every time I've heard that, I wouldn't need to do this job.
The agents are on the lookout for the car Vic saw the man driving off in on his last visit.
See how it's a white Merc?
C220.
There it is.
Oh, aye.
That's the car.
Everyone's got a pressure point, and this job is all about working on that pressure point as much as you can to get them to admit who they are. In my opinion, it's the best part of the job.
I'll get a clamp on it, eh?
Yes, if you could, sir, that'd be good.
Vic has already done a DVLA check on the car, which showed that it belongs to Mr. Feroz. He hopes that clamping it will prompt the debtor to pay up immediately. But first, they have to find him.
Well, the total amount is £5,389.95, and that's an 09 plate. I reckon it's worth £5,000.
Well, it'll be worth removing it. Let's put it that way.
The reason why we clamp a car is because it's a huge asset that can quite easily be removed without getting inside the house. It also creates a scene to the neighbours, and I wouldn't want my neighbours to see an enforcement agent clamping my car. It's embarrassing.
Good morning. We're High Court enforcement agents. We're after Mr. Chaudhry Zanferas Mekiana.
He's not living over here.
Right, that car, though, is his, though.
Yeah, that's fine then, but,
Yeah, but where is he
he's not
now?
living over here. You guys come over here 2 times.
Right, OK. At the moment, we've got instructions to remove that vehicle unless we get payment from the defendant.
That's fine then, I'm just...
Yeah,
Oh,
can
no.
I just say something?
Oh, there you go.
He's here. Well, there's the car.
Yeah.
The woman claims Mr. Feroz doesn't live here, but he is listed on the electoral roll at the address.
Wonder why he won't come to the door, then?
Because he's trying to get hold of his twin brother. That's actually the defendant.
That's what it is.
It just makes me wonder how far people are prepared to go to try and get out of paying debt. They try and pull the wool over our eyes all the time. And you will get found out. We're in the job to find people out.
Hello?
Yeah, here we go.
Hi, mate, you all right? We're after Mr. Chaudhry Zanferas Mahana. So it was regarding an outstanding balance order from Direct Collection Bailiffs Limited. Okay, was it this gentleman you spoke to last time? So we did leave a letter with you to pass on to whoever it was. We've heard nothing back, so we've now been instructed to remove the vehicle.
But you know how the vehicle is?
Yes, it's come back as a DVLA check for Mr. Chowdhury Zanfaraz, which is there. So that gives us the right to remove the vehicle, which we will be doing, sir, unless we get payment.
I've been here before and we had a conversation, sir, and I believe everything you told me now is a lie. Can you remember?
The man is the same person Vic met on his previous attendance. This time, he hasn't denied he is the defendant, Mr. Feroz. So they ask him again to pay up.
But there's still time to make payments, sir, okay? So...
But you can't do anything for it.
Right, in that case, then the vehicle will have to be removed.
Listen, I'm trying to help you.
No, you're not, sir.
You're being awkward.
No.
We're not being awkward at all, sir. We've said you need to make a payment. We'll be removing the vehicle. That's not being awkward, sir, right?
If the payment was supposed to be made, it cannot be made in full.
Right, okay. Yep, no problem at all.
Although the man hasn't confirmed his identity, he seems to be taking responsibility for the debt. The agents decide to give him some time to consider his situation.
It's him, isn't it? It's definitely him.
Well, yeah, there's no twin brother this morning, is there?
Yeah, no, there isn't no twin
And he
brother.
doesn't live here.
Minutes later, the man appears to want to negotiate with Stuart and Vic.
Hello there, sir.
Well, let's be reasonable, innit? Payment of £1,000 and the rest can be paid in installments.
Can't, mate. I'm afraid it needs to be the full balance, sir.
You want to come inside?
It's a bit like a tennis match, but it all depends on how long the rally is going to go on for. It's completely psychological. Hopefully, once we put a clamp on a car or a notice, that will make them realise, hang on, they're not believing what I'm telling them, and they'll either crack, and that's what the job's about.
Now inside the house, Stuart and Vic want the man to come clean about his identity, so they can start honest and open negotiations about how to settle the debt.
Let's be honest.
Yeah.
Are you the defendant? Be honest with me.
What I'm trying to say to you is, if we come to an agreement, I'm willing to sort something out.
Right. We have been here before. The offers were there for you to make a payment plan when I was here my first visit, but you choose to ignore that, sir.
Well, I'll try.
It's a stalemate. So Stuart changes tactics. He makes the man aware that as well as seizing the car, he has a right to remove other goods in the house that belong to him to offset the debt.
It's also the goods inside the property as well, sir, so we'll be doing an inventory for the goods that are in here at the moment.
As the man is on the electoral roll at this address, the agents have no reason to believe he doesn't live here. So Stuart starts an inventory.
Hello?
Excuse me, this is my house.
Why are you taking pictures without me? Why are you taking...
Don't put your hand on me. Don't put your hand on me. Do not put your hand on me.
Get out of the fucking house.
This is my house.
No.
I'm not going anywhere.
Get out of the house.
Excuse me. This is my house.
Ownership of
Get
the
your hand
house.
off.
No, this is my house. This is my house.
Right?
We've still got our job to do, sir. We've
Well,
still...
you need to get out.
No, our job at the moment is to take control of
No,
goods, sir.
excuse me.
No, please don't touch me.
No.
Please don't touch me.
No,
Please don't touch
The
me.
lady who owns the house,
Please don't
she's
touch
telling
me.
you to leave from here.
With the situation becoming confrontational, will Stuart and Vic ever be able to get the £5,400 they came for? Stuart McCracken and Elmore Victor were on a second visit to collect an unpaid debt of £5,400 from Mr. Feroz. At first, it was claimed he didn't live there.
He is not living over here.
But then, the man who Vic had met on his first visit appeared and acknowledged he was responsible for the debt.
The payment cannot be made in full.
Okay.
But he still refused to confirm his identity.
Let's be honest.
Yeah.
Are you the defendant? Be honest with me.
After his car was clamped, the man offered to pay £1,000. But tensions rose when Stuart started making an inventory of other goods in the house that could be seized if he didn't pay in full.
Get out of the fucking house.
I'm not going
This is
anywhere,
my
mate.
house.
No.
I'm not going anywhere.
Get out of the house.
Excuse me. This is my house.
The woman claims the house and all the contents are hers.
So what all I need to do, okay, take photos of, say that we've been inside the house.
It's not going anywhere.
That's it.
And if you want me to show them, I call my consultant, ask
You
them
take the
who is
car, you
living in
take
this
whatever you
property.
want to take, but
Because let's go from here.
Well, we won't be leaving. Just simple as that.
When a defendant invades our space and starts to get quite physical, they've crossed that line. We are trained and we're highly experienced in these confrontational situations. We've got the power of the High Court behind us, so we don't need to be confrontational.
Okay.
Yeah, that's fine.
If you feel uneasy about what we're doing, I suggest you phone the police.
He called you inside, I didn't call
Exactly.
you inside.
If he thinks that I own some of these things, let him.
You can go, you can do and
Okay.
you can go leave from.
Yep, okay.
Taking an inventory can inflame a situation. People don't want enforcement agents going through cupboards, moving stuff about in the house. They find it quite intrusive, but sadly, they've brought it to the doorstep.
As the situation calms down, Stuart continues with the inventory. But then the man makes an unexpected claim about the car.
The vehicle is on finance.
Since when?
I'm telling you.
Since when?
I don't need to explain that to you.
The agents know the car belongs to the defendant, but if it's on finance, they won't be able to seize it. Stuart calls for a vehicle check to see if the man is telling the truth.
I'll just go and get the registration number, one sec. Can you just do another HPI on the vehicle? It is. It's free of finance, Vic. Yeah, it's free of finance. So you need to stop playing games, sir. Simple as that.
When somebody's been continuously evasive and giving us the runaround, it makes us more determined to get a conclusion. We're there to be as determined as possible. We know all the games that they play. This is how we do the job.
The agent's patience has run out. With no sign of payment and no assets in the house worth taking, their only option now is to call a recovery truck to take away the car, estimated to be worth £5,000.
He's blatantly lied again, saying it was on finance.
It's just frustrating. But if they want the car to go, the car will go.
Hey up, pal, you alright? Every time that we go to a job, we think that we're never ever going to turn up. It's never going to happen to me. But we've tried to get away with it for so long, and today it's finally come to an end.
The vehicle will now be sold at auction, but if it doesn't cover the £5,389 debt, the agents will be back.
Happy days.
Stuart and Vic have got the result they needed with an evasive debtor. But sometimes challenging someone who won't tell the truth can have explosive consequences, as the agents found out earlier this year when a routine job turned into a battle of wills.
In this job, you're going to come across all walks of life. Some people are going to be truthful and honest. Some people are going to be barefaced liars. If somebody wants to lie to me, it makes me feel better once I found them out.
Stuart McCracken and Elmore Victor are in Liverpool to serve a writ on sole trader Michael Burton. Mr. Burton, a mechanic, owes just over £2,700 to a former colleague.
Right, this is Delph Lane.
We're looking for M&B Motors.
There is a garage at the address they've been given, but it's now called Delph Lane Autos.
Can I ask Eagle Plant Repairs if he's ever heard of this guy?
So the team ask a neighbouring business for help.
Hi there. I'm looking for M&B Motors.
M&B Motors?
Yeah, Michael Burton.
Next door here.
Is that Michael Burton?
Yeah.
The agents are in the right place, but the defendant appears to be trading under a different company name.
Apparently this is it.
If Mr. Burton can't or won't pay today, the team have the right to remove goods and assets from his business to offset the debt.
Hi, mate, you all right? We're after Mr. Burton. Yeah. Mr. Burton.
Michael Burton.
I don't know. I want to hear about him anyways.
Isn't there? I've had confirmation that he is here.
He's not.
So you try and get him on the phone if he's not here at the moment, because we're here to take control of yours.
What's that name like?
Right, okay, we've already spoke to the neighbours. The neighbours have confirmed that he's here. Okay,
What's your name, sir?
I'm Sonia.
A lot of people overreact for no reason whatsoever, and then the alarm bells start ringing then. You look at the body language. Are they cooperating with you? Are they not? Are they overreacting? Are they being aggressive in the way they're speaking to you? I'm just asking who you are. What's the issue?
Because we're here now to take control of goods, sir.
You need to be taking none of my stuff, mate.
Right, so can you prove who you are then?
What do I need to prove who I am?
Because we've got a writ for this address, you see.
Despite the man's denials, Stuart and Vic have the right to make peaceful entry into the property.
Start thinking you wasn't in here, mate. You got no right.
Okay, so if you just explain who you are then, that's
I've
fine.
just told you. Tell me what you want, and I'll tell you what you need to know.
I've asked for some ID for yourself.
No, I don't need to prove anything to
Okay,
you.
that's all.
I don't go anywhere without my debit card. I don't go anywhere without my driving licence. 9 times out of 10, when people are guilty, they'll try and cover it up. So they try and cover their identity. And then when we ask them for ID, they've got no ID on them, which I don't believe for 1 second in this day and age.
Okay,
So
but
we'll-
for us to show you the writ, right?
I'm
Yeah.
not bothered. Let me just show me what's on the thing then.
I'll explain to
Show
you.
me what's on it then.
If it's nothing to do with you, sir, then why are you so interested?
What are you doing then? Get out.
I've already explained.
Well, I've told you, no one's here at that name.
Well,
so
I don't believe you, sir.
Well, don't believe me, I don't
Okay, that's
care.
fine, so I'll carry on
No,
taking
you
control
won't,
of
you
goods.
won't at all, mate. Let me just put you
Okay.
that straight now. Don't step in there. All right, you've been told.
You got to identify yourself. Because if you're
Are
not...
you
Are you
name's Bradley?
are
Your
you
name's
Michael?
Bradley? No, my
Are you
name's
Michael?
Bradley.
Right,
Do you
have
know
you got
him?
any ID just to prove
I haven't got
that?
any idea on me. No, I
Okay,
actually
then we will have to take control
You
of
won't
goods.
see nothing at all.
It's sadly-
How long have you-
You can't, unless you show me what's on that paper there, you won't be coming in here.
How long-
And then that's as simple as that, mate. I'll tell you that right now.
When we speak to defendants and they give a fake name, it's like, how long are you going to keep that fake name going? It then turns into a game of poker. Who's going to show their hand first, me or them?
I don't know who you are.
Well, I just told you who I am.
Are you Michael?
No, I'm not. I've just told you that 3 times. I'm not Michael.
I don't
My
believe
name
you,
is
sir.
Bradley. So
Yeah.
fuck off then if you don't
That's
believe me.
right.
I will, because you're doing me head in.
I'm not going anywhere.
You fucking won't be stepping in here, mate, to tell you that now. I'd get fucked off.
Why are you being so defensive?
Why? Why? Because I hate people like you, because you're horrible.
The man is determined not to let Stuart and Vic inside the property.
So fuck off.
Not going
Yeah,
anywhere.
not mate.
With tensions rising, Vic decides to call the police.
My name is Mr. Victor. I'm a High Court enforcement agent. We're here to execute a High Court writ at a industrial unit in Merseyside. We need some police assistance, please. The defendant is getting very aggressive, threatening us.
The man is becoming even more agitated.
Move the car so you can't get his car out.
Stuart's van is blocking other cars from getting up the drive.
You want to move the car now?
Which
Or
car?
am I going to start moving stuff for you? So I'll remove your stuff out of my way.
Yeah,
Get the
okay,
van
yeah.
moved now.
To keep the peace, Stuart agrees to move his vehicle.
Yeah, I'll move the van, no problem at all.
Vic keeps the police on the line.
He's shouting now, mate. He's going off his head here.
But as Stuart moves the van, the man decides to take action of his own.
He's threatening to block us in. He's now threatening to block us in, mate. This is getting ridiculous.
He forces Stuart to reverse his van towards the busy main road.
I can do with some assistance straight away. He's now in his vehicle. He's ramming our vehicle out of down the drive. He's threatening my colleague to get out here.
A straightforward debt collection has turned volatile. With the man's aggression escalating, Stuart and Vic have to act quickly to contain the situation until the police arrive.
One, he's trying to. I'm on my way, mate. Don't touch me. Don't touch me.
Just as Stuart manages to reverse the vehicle safely off the drive, a team of police officers arrive on the scene.
We're High Court enforcement agents. Hello. We've been insisted to execute a writ of control at this address.
This is Michael Burton's business.
We just want to know who that gentleman is. If he's Michael Burton or if he's just working for him.
With police officers present, the man is finally forced to reveal who he is.
Michael Burton.
Michael Burton.
What?
What's your name, mate?
Matter, does it?
Yes, of course it does. Michael Burton.
Yeah.
Do not tell another lie.
I'm not lying to anyone.
You've been lying. You just lied to me. Do not lie again.
Chief Inspector from Merseyside Police just happened to be driving past with 8 sergeants, and they were the first to be called because of the closest, and I thought, you just can't get better luck than that.
Having confirmed the man's identity, the agents must now recover the £2,700 they came for. But there's a problem.
I can't pay you.
Listen
I
to me.
can't
know.
pay you.
Listen to me.
I
Calm
can't
down.
pay it. I haven't got it.
Okay,
I
you're not.
haven't got money. So what do you want me to do?
Well, then we're going to take goods.
Well, you
I'm
can't
gonna
take
go to.
goods, can
Why
you?
can't I?
You just can't just come in and take people's stuff.
Yeah, it says there. Look there. Just calm down. Listen to me.
I can't give you something that I haven't got.
Calm down.
I can't do it. I haven't got it.
I always try and take them aside and try and calm them down. It is a bit good cop, bad cop, but it's not our intention to play good cop, bad cop. I find if they don't want to deal with Stuart, 9 out of 10 times they'll deal with me. It's just we got different personalities and we approach it differently.
I can't pay it.
What can you pay? Hold on. No. What can you pay monthly? Think down with a clear.
Now.
Calm down and think
I
with a
can pay
clear.
£100 a month.
You're not gonna like this, what I'm gonna tell you, but let me finish, right? It's gotta be £1,000 today. Try it, mate. Listen to me. Listen.
I can't get it. I can't get it.
Okay, what can you get? What can you get? 600?
I can get. Fucking.
What can you pay? 200 a
I can
month?
pay £200 a month.
No.
I can give you 600 quid, but you aren't taking nothing today.
Okay, listen to me. Listen, okay. Michael, I'm listening to you, okay? And I'm all right with that. I'm gonna make a phone call now.
Michael has finally come up with an offer. But if the claimant decides it's not enough, the agents will have to seize items from the garage.
Hello? It's Vic.
Vic calls the office. While he's on the phone, Michael's parents and wife arrive. Minutes later, Vic hears back from the claimant.
All right, thank you very much.
Michael's offer has been accepted.
200 a month?
200 a month.
600 today?
That's all I can pay.
This is what they've
And
accepted
I
it.
can't pay the other 200. I can't pay that 200 now till next month.
No, you won't. Michael,
You know what I mean?
Jesus, mate, you must let me speak. I'm trying to talk to you here. It's gonna be a control goods agreement, which means the stuff stay here.
But as Stuart starts to make a list of goods they could seize if the payment plan isn't stuck to, Michael sees red. Again.
Hey, you mate, stop over around the garage and pay
No,
it.
listen,
Okay,
no,
you know what I mean? Get him down.
Michael,
What I'm
listen,
doing,
Michael,
no.
Michael.
Get him down the
Yes,
stairs.
I'm gonna explain to you what he's doing.
I'm going to give you the money. What I just said there, mate. I'm going to give you the money. Get out of the garage.
Michael's mother steps in to calm her son down.
I think in this specific situation, the mom played a key role. It doesn't matter how hard man you are or want to be. It's amazing, but when your mom speaks to you, people tend to listen. And in a way, mom was the voice of reasoning.
20 minutes later, Michael's family provide the remaining cash.
That's one. Two.
The agent's perseverance has paid off.
So you can kick and scream all you want, can't you?
Yeah.
End of the day, you're going to start paying.
Still get the cash, don't we?
Yeah.
That job sticks in my mind the most, simply because he went to such lengths to cover up who he actually was. It's just great satisfaction when we've got our man.
Stuart and Vic stood their ground in a volatile situation. But in Brian and Dell's next case,
He has £151,000, 183.
150 grand?
Bloody hell.
they meet a man desperate to avoid one of the biggest debts the agents have ever had to recover.
We will take this van.
The number of people who owe money to family and friends is on the rise, with the average amount owed now exceeding £4,000. Debts such as these cause damaged relationships and breakups. It's 7 a.m. Brian O'Shaughnessy and Del Anglin are in North London.
Good to see Patrice Mezzi. He has £151,000, 183 and 89.
How much? 150 grand?
Bloody hell. He left that in a shoebox under his bed, naturally.
Cash, please. A debit card would be nice.
The debtor, Mr. Meze, borrowed the money from a friend to invest in a business venture, which failed. Now, the friend wants his money back.
He's going to be so glad to see us this morning, isn't he?
Yeah.
If Mr. Meze can't or won't pay today, the agents have the right to seize goods and vehicles to offset the debt.
Hello? Yes. High Court Enforcement, sir. Could you open the door so I can speak to you, sir, please? Why is that, sir? Can you speak to me through the chain, sir, so I can understand what you're saying? Sir, I still cannot hear you properly. When a debtor doesn't want to engage with me in any way, shape or form, and they don't want to assist you, it's very frustrating. So you change tact and try and reason with him another way.
Hey, it's just being evasive and difficult. I'm going to make some inquiries, yeah?
With Mr. Meze refusing to open the door, Brian changes strategy and approaches the neighbouring property.
Hello, sir. How are you? Sorry to disturb you. I'm making some inquiries next door. Do you know what he drives?
He's got a van over there.
Is that his van there, is it? So it's the people carrier, lovely. Thank you for your help, really appreciate it. Neighbour's confirmed that he's got a vehicle over here. It's a people carrier on his van. I'm just going to move the van over there, block it in.
Brian blocks the van in the hope that this will prompt Mr. Meze to open the door. But there's still no sign of him.
Look, sir, right, we've identified which we think is your vehicle, sir, and we're about to remove it if you don't want to speak.
He's coming out, is he?
He doesn't want to come out.
Huh? Would you want to talk?
Which is this?
If you had 150 grand?
If a debtor becomes obstructive, difficult, non-responsive, we just have to find the right buttons to push to make them come out. We understand that people don't want to talk to us or deal with us, so you just have to take a different action towards them.
The agents have been at the house for half an hour, but Mr. Meze is still inside. But with a writ to recover £150,000, Brian and Dell are prepared to wait for as long as it takes.
Let's play the game. Let's let it for a little bit. Not know why it's been so silly.
Moments later, Mr. Meze finally emerges from the house.
Hello. How are you? Yeah, how are you? Yeah. Now, we're not here to be difficult with you in any way or form. We understand the behaviour. We understand it. And what's it all about then?
I know this gentleman. I'm his daughter's,
Godfather.
Exactly. He believed in me, in my idea. Invested. Well, we kind of
invested.
Yeah, and obviously business folded. You know, the usual thing that happens.
It's a lot of money, isn't it?
Most of it's interest.
How long ago did you lend it?
More than 15 years ago.
Well, there you go. So that's why that's accumulated so much interest.
It seems that the original amount Mr. Meze borrowed was £80,000. But after 15 years' worth of interest, the debt has now almost doubled in size, and the case needs to be resolved today.
How can we get this sorted?
Well, I mean, I don't have anything. I don't have any assets. I don't own anything, basically.
Have you got goods in your house totaling 150,000?
Of course not.
Let me explain what's going to happen then, right? I've tried to be half reasonable with you. We will take this van. So it really is up to you.
Listen, the car is not my car. It's on finance, yeah?
Have you got the finance agreement? So if it's on finance, that's what I just asked for.
It will take a while to look for it.
Okay. Yes.
That's what I'm saying to you. Got the document. I'll go bring whatever.
Please.
If the van is on finance, as Mr. Meze claims, it can't be seized. But the agents need proof. Moments later, Mr. Meze leaves the house with a child.
Hello.
How are we doing?
Couldn't find the last certificate of insurance.
Okay.
Yeah.
Set a date.
When it expires.
Set a date.
The paperwork isn't a finance agreement, but an out-of-date insurance document.
The company that I'll say to you is Renault Finance.
You're paying for this on a monthly basis.
Okay, we're going to do some checks on the vehicle now.
Yeah. I have to, sorry guys. I mean, I need to take my.
Okay, it's fine. Go.
While Mr. Meze leaves.
Morning, Brian. HPI, mate.
Afternoon. Yes, please.
Brian checks with the office to find out whether the van is on finance as he claims.
That's finance rates of Black Rail Traffic. Yep. That's free of finance, mate.
Hang on a second. Did you say it's free of finance?
It's free of finance.
Guys, this guy's lying.
Okay.
Bye-bye.
Sometimes when doing this job, you just have to turn detective to find the evidence to prove the fact that they're lying. Can't just call them a liar. I need to show them why I don't believe them. It causes them some embarrassment, and then you start to get somewhere near the truth.
40 minutes later, Mr. Meze returns.
Hello. Hello, Patrice. Further inquiries have shown us that the vehicle's not on finance, right? There's no finance attached to this.
There is. Okay,
now, please listen to me.
That's fine.
As a consequence of that, right?
Yeah.
We're going to remove it this morning. The van is an asset the agents can now seize. But valued at around £3,000, it's only a fraction of the £150,000 debt. The agents need to get into the house to check if Mr. Meze has any other belongings worth seizing.
I need to see what's in your house.
I don't own anything
I'm not asking
in the
you
house.
well,
I don't
show
want
me.
you guys to
Show
come
me.
into the house.
Why do we want to come into your home?
Okay. God is my witness. The property doesn't belong to me. She owns the property, and she doesn't practically know what's going on.
Who's she?
She's my girlfriend.
Your girlfriend?
Yeah. I'm working with you guys.
No, a minute. Hang on a minute. Hang on. You haven't. Hang on. From 7 o'clock this morning, you haven't worked with us. You were talking to us through a door for the first half an hour. Hang on a minute. Hang on. You know what?
When I came out, I told
As my good friend Paul Bohill would say, you're beginning to hurt my ears now. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. Jesus Christ.
I'm going to take your vehicle, all right? Now, you've made your decision. That's fine. I've made mine. Okay?
With no chance of getting inside the house and an offer of payment looking unlikely, Brian calls for recovery to take Mr. Meze's van away.
I need a van taken. You come and do it.
I have on occasions taken the vehicle when it's only a fraction of the debt on principle because they're not cooperating and they believe that I would not take. That vehicle probably means more to him than it would do to me. And I've got to be prepared to do what I do. I would take the vehicle.
An hour later, the recovery vehicle arrives.
I'd see him.
What's here? Is that the van?
Yeah, it's here.
Right.
The agents may not have cleared the £150,000 debt, but it's a sizable loss to Mr. Meze and an important gain for the claimant.
Something is better than nothing for the claimant here. The claimant's waited over 15 years for their money, but this chap needs to start playing ball a little bit more.
The people carrier will now be sold at auction.
What's the point in having teeth if you're not going to bite?
Years of training help High Court enforcement agents deal with people who won't cooperate. But sometimes, a debtor can be so determined not to pay up, a simple lie can escalate into something much worse. As Dell found out when a routine job in 2015 turned into one of the most dangerous encounters of his career.
As High Court enforcement agents, dealing with someone that's unpredictable means your skills are stretched to its limits. You need all your experience to deal with these people that are threatening, abusive, and violent and can turn at any moment.
What's next job, Del?
Yeah, it's Mr. Carmelo Petix.
Del Anglin and Kevin Stokes are heading to Herne Hill in South London with a writ for an unpaid debt of £5,500.
There we go, that's one.
It's immediately clear that the owner of the property might not want visitors.
Large dogs may be running free. He's got CCTV. In that part of London, you don't always see security gates with cars behind it. It just makes you wonder what type of person you're actually going to meet.
Hello, sir.
Hello, sir.
Oh, so Bobby.
We're High Court enforcement, sir.
For what?
Are you Mr. Carmelo Petix?
What is that for?
Carmelo Petix.
Yeah, but what is it for?
Is that you, sir?
No, he's not here.
Okay, do you know where he is?
Yeah, he's in Dubai.
Okay, would you give him a call for us, sir, please?
There's 4 Dobermans in here.
Yeah, no problem, sir.
Oh.
So don't come in here because there's 4 Dobermans in here.
Fine. That's it. I bet that's it.
That's it.
With the man denying he's the defendant, the agents need a plan B.
We don't have to go in there. The motor covered there. Do you know what I mean? It's quite a new one.
The finance check with DCV on it.
Yeah. Hello, Matt. Can I get a vehicle HPI check done?
Stay there. Sit down. Sit. Can you get out of the house?
Sorry?
Can you get out?
I've got to stand here, unfortunately,
Can you get out of the house and I'll tell you?
I'll wait here, sir, at the moment.
What is that for?
It's a High Court writ, sir.
Yeah, but for what?
For what? Carmelo Petix. I can't really discuss the case with you.
For what? For what reason? For what?
If you show us your ID, sir, and we see if you're Mr. Pettis, we can tell you everything.
Yeah, but what do you want to take from here?
Well, we don't want to take anything at the moment.
We don't want to take anything. We don't want
There's nothing in the rooms. It's all empty.
We don't want... You're getting this wrong. We don't want to seize any goods from you, OK?
Right.
We want to get the payment sorted.
Can you just get outside?
Sir.
Before I start getting angry?
OK, you'd have to get angry, sir, but I'm going to stand here, OK?
You know what?
The job's not suited to everybody. There's a lot of surprises. You don't know what's around the corner. Arguments can start for various reasons. It could be just simply the way someone looks. Kevin looks assertive. He looks strong. And in Carmelo's case, I think he just got the ump with the way he thought Kevin was addressing him.
Check's got a tool.
Bullshit.
It's got a stick of some sort.
Right, what's going to happen?
What's going to happen, sir, is we've got to discuss sorting this payment out on this.
What?
OK, we've got to sort out, discuss the payment on
Yeah, but you lot are bullies, right?
OK.
No one's bullying this. No one's bullying
Right, can you get out and I'll talk to you outside?
Sir, don't put your hands on me.
Get outside the house and I'll talk to you outside.
Don't put your hands on me.
Please. No.
Do you think you're big?
No.
Carmelo.
Do you think you're big?
Carmelo. The mood changed very quickly. It turns on a sixpence. 1 minute it was okay. He's come back out and you could see that he was angry. It's a very small place, a porch area. We're big guys. There's lots of glass. I'm very concerned. The situation was escalating out of control.
I'm not here to argue with you.
I'm going to find who you are. I'm going to find where you live. Trust me.
Okay. I'm not being unreasonable with you. I just want to
trust me.
OK, that's fine.
Trust me.
OK. All right.
Let's talk to you outside.
He's had it, yeah. What's the...
You're one of them bullies that go around bullies old fucking women.
Carmelo. Carmelo. Look, go around.
Come around bullying no women.
We'll do you so bad, Carmelo. We'll do you so bad. Carmelo! Stop coming out prison. Stop go back into prison. Come on, Carmelo, stop. Go back to prison. Come on, come on. Swear to God, man. Come on, man. Come on, man. Come on. Frustrating. Come on, man. Come on. Carmelo, talk to me. Talk to me. Carmelo. Get out of my house. Talk to me. Get out of my house.
With Kevin's safety at serious risk, Dell will need to use all his years of experience to save his colleague from getting badly hurt.
Right, what's going to happen?
Herne Hill, South London. High Court enforcement agents Kevin Stokes and Dell Anglin were attempting to recover a £5,500 debt from Carmelo Petix.
You're one of them bullies that go around bullies old fucking women.
Carmelo. You go around.
But what started as a routine case suddenly turned into a violent situation. Now, with serious threats being made against Kevin, Dell must do everything in his power to calm Carmelo down.
Talk to me.
I said to you I'll sort it out. But you want to stand there like a fucking big man to push me about.
No, come on, mate. Talk to me. My thought process was to divert his attention to me. He didn't see me as a threat in the same way as he saw Kevin. I needed to get his focus on me. I wanted to try and diffuse the situation.
Let's just sort it out.
While Dell tries to reason with Carmelo, Kevin calls the police.
Assistance, please.
Might be able to go find the police. Talk to me.
I've just been assaulted by a guy. Grabbed me round the neck, grabbed my hands. He's threatened to kill me. I'll tell you what, it's disgusting, isn't it?
Tell him not to call him.
All right, but deal with me.
Find out where he lives.
Deal with me.
I will send so many people to his house.
Deal with me, all right?
Right?
I'll tell him.
He'll get fucked.
The real danger is that he's out of control. If you're out of control, you're not thinking rationally. It was important that I kept calm, and that eventually brought him down.
So what's it about? Oh, it's curtains. They made up a load of blinds for me.
Yeah.
They're all the wrong size.
Yeah.
So I told them I'm not paying for it.
Right.
I gave him £9,000. They wanted another £6,000.
£6 grand?
Yeah.
All right.
So I didn't pay them.
Minutes later, the police arrive.
I've attended this property with a High Court writ to enforce. The gentleman inside has physically assaulted me. It'd be funny, I've got a wife and a 10-month-old baby at home, John. So.
You're standing at my door like that. We're not going. Yeah. We're going to come in your house, we're going to remove goods. Right. So I got a bit annoyed.
You're right.
Yeah, I'm all right, mate.
Kevin now has to decide whether to press charges. But Carmelo is keen to make amends.
Tell him I'm reasoning with you now.
Yeah, come.
What's his name?
Kevin. You just got off on the wrong foot, so
Kevin,
just...
look. We got on the wrong foot.
Mate, it's my job.
Yeah, I know it's your job.
Yeah.
It's my job as well to protect my property.
I understand that.
Right?
Yeah.
Finally, Carmelo starts to cooperate with Kevin and Del.
The house is going on the market next week for sale. I'm prepared to pay, if they want to do a deal with me, I'm prepared to pay half of it in full and final settlement when I sell the house, just to solve the problem. Or if they want, I can give them £100 a month now. If
£100 a month is going to take a long time to clear the debt.
Still going to be paid.
Okay, I accept that, but I wouldn't be prepared for anyone to come back and face what I've just had to face up there with you, sir.
Right.
You understand? I've got family at home as well, you know? You don't need to start intimidating me and my family.
Okay.
Okay?
Right.
So what I'm looking to do today is take control of the goods if there are any goods in it. If there isn't, then we'll have to go down another route to try and get this money.
Kevin and Del go into the house to look for assets they could seize.
There's a weapon. That's the thing that you have behind the door. It's pretty empty.
But with nothing to take away, Kevin calls the client to try and come up with another arrangement.
What he's saying is the house is up for sale and that he'll settle in full when the house is sold.
The client is prepared to do a deal.
Right, we've got a resolution for this. What they've said is they want a written undertaking from your solicitor to say that this debt will be paid when the house is sold. But they're going to set you up on £100 a month until that happens. Okay.
Kevin decides not to press charges. The team's work is now done.
This case will always stay with me because of the level of anger that came out of nothing. This guy is like a volcano. You never know what you're going to come across and what's going to trigger people.
You all right, mate?
What was that all about, Del?
I don't know, mate.
What's that guy blowing up on cold like that? I think he's capable of bad things.
And a new Camp Here We'll Take It Away special is same time next Wednesday. Tomorrow night at 9, a woman's passion for her cats verges on the insanitary. Imagine a peg in your nose as the new Nightmare Next Door continues. Next night, a sinister trail leads Paul Connolly to a man selling the identities of the dead. It's astonishing. A new undercover criminal activity.
What happens when you get into debt?
I'll do what I want. I will punch you clean through that window.
And you can't
You think you can tear my family apart?
or won't pay it back.
I can't pay you. I can't pay you.
we meet the High Court enforcement agents who are pushed to their limits.
Get out of here! So somebody's gonna get hurt.
Dealing with desperate debtors
Keep kicking me out of that house.
in dramatic situations.
This is not the same. I'm a squad in this place now. You made something, man!
We meet the people who are losing their homes
I am really big victim for this landlord. Really victim.
and their possessions.
That's fine, because I just list everything and we'll take it.
Because whatever happens, if you can't pay,
Get your hands off me.
they'll take it away. A leading charity reports that nearly 40% of homeless people have lived in properties without the owner's permission. And since squatting in domestic properties was outlawed in 2012, the problem has shifted to commercial premises, with an estimated clean-up bill of £650 million. Paul Bohill is a High Court enforcement agent. He travels hundreds of miles every week, enforcing writs and repossessing properties. It's 7 a.m. in South London. Today, Paul and several colleagues are facing a real challenge. They must evict a group of squatters who've taken over an empty nursery building in Brixton.
So what time are the police due?
They're going to be with us from the outset.
They've been told to expect the worst, so the team have security and police backup. Paul is also being joined by Stuart McCracken and Ian Taylor.
But apparently, from what we've heard, is the police said that they've been throwing bottles and paint and all sorts, so it could get could get quite feisty, I suppose. You're all right with a bit of urine? It's just like your normal weekend, isn't it, Ian?
Steve Pinner and his son Ben are already at the site. But this eviction isn't going to be straightforward.
That house there.
Paul and Ben brief the three teams.
We'll surround the building at our appointed positions. They have been known to throw paint and urine, and if they are, please stand back. And we want spotters at the back watching the upstairs windows, just in case there's a television coming out to be dropped on us.
Just some more intel. There's also someone inside that also glassed someone recently. Obviously, there have been loads barricaded, which includes fridges. You may find a fridge coming down the stairs.
Whatever they face, Paul wants the agents to remain calm.
The important thing to remember on this is low-key, non-confrontational.
Let's go.
The former nursery is on a main road in Brixton. The agents split up to check all the different entry and exit points. Stuart and Ian guard the front.
Well, the front door's been barricaded in, hasn't it?
What makes these people dangerous is the fact that they've got nothing to lose. They're already homeless.
This is the reason why we need a bit of police presence.
At the back of the house, the team have to get over a high fence and locked gate to gain entry.
Just pass me a bar.
The gate has been nailed firmly shut. The squatters have been here for over 5 weeks and have made it hard for anyone to get in.
Sorry about it not being so quiet.
OK, we're not here to destroy things.
One of the squatters is waiting behind the back door.
Good morning. We have a High Court writ, and we have to execute it, sir.
Expect our resistance.
Well, that's really unnecessary. We want to do this nicely, calmly. Are you going to open the door?
With the man refusing to open the door, Paul steps in.
Listen, we'll execute the writ today, come what may. So we'd rather it be done peaceably. We're not going to rush you. You can get vans in, you can get people in.
We do not want to make the making of homelessness easy for anybody.
OK, but we've got generators and cutters. We're going to come in anyway.
The agents have no choice but to break into the property.
Because the downstairs window is open.
Take the locks off these grills on the windows first.
It's important to get in fast before more entry points get boarded up. Successfully in, Steve now smashes open the barricades, blocking the back door.
Sorry, that's fine, thank you.
The agents don't know what to expect, or how many squatters they will face.
Good morning, sir. I'm sorry that we're going to have to ask you to leave today.
As you can see, I have
OK, so we have 1, 4, 5.
Oh, for fucking hell. People living like this.
Normal shithole. This is almost as untidy as my house.
When you get into these properties, for some reason they just trash the building, and for no particular reason. Why would I want to live in somewhere that's filthy dirty? Hygiene is like next to zilch. I couldn't do it.
Ben finds the man he spoke to through the door, Glenn.
How many of you here?
Yeah,
I thought there was more.
I'm not even sure of numbers at the moment because quite a few people have gone away for a few days.
Apparently there's about 12, 13 people in there at the moment, but apparently there's 32 classified as missing. So they might come back, they might not.
Paul and a police officer inspect a former classroom.
So just look out for needles and things.
And find evidence of Class A drug use.
That's a big enough needle to tranquilise a horse, isn't it? Yeah.
More squatters have now returned. But as they begin to leave the house with their belongings, tensions start to rise.
I'm not letting anybody to touch my stuff, right?
You wankers, go get real jobs. Go fuck yourself.
Some of the squatters have started drinking alcohol and don't seem in a hurry to leave. As various vans arrive to collect their belongings, the squatters decide to move from the former nursery playground to the yard next door. Ben realises that they could try and squat there instead. He takes immediate action.
Hello? Hello, madam.
Sorry, you can't get inside my fucking van.
I don't want to get inside your van. I want to talk to you. What's the problem?
We are not a
calm
circus.
down.
We are people with dignity.
I understand.
We are people with dignity. We are not a circus.
Look, calm down. Just forget about it.
Okay, I don't want to move.
Okay, we'll see.
You can evict me.
Think.
Who's the owner of this place? This is not the same. I'm squatting this place now.
With tensions rising, will the agents be able to move the squatters out of the yard before the situation becomes out of control? 3 High Court enforcement agent teams were in Brixton, South London, to evict a group of squatters from a former nursery.
We have a High Court writ, and we have to execute it, sir.
Expect our resistance.
The eviction started peacefully, but once in a neighbouring yard, the situation became volatile.
I'm squatting this place now.
Now the agents have to use all their years of experience to take back control of the situation.
Just forget about
it. Okay, I don't want to move.
Okay, we'll see.
The owner of the van has decided she's not going anywhere.
This is just getting a little bit heated out there. We need some action.
Okay, we're going to live here now. Now we're going to squat this place.
Ben appeals to the other squatters for help.
Right. Someone that speaks a bit of sense, tell her to calm down.
Don't talk to them, they're not human, obviously. They don't care about the actual human. Oh no, poor people. Oh, sorry, I'm just doing my job. The minute second of responsibility.
With the atmosphere becoming tense, Ben tries to reason with the owner of the van.
You can't squat here, madam, because you're causing obstruction to the highway. Does anyone want to talk some sense to her?
When people decided that, do you know what, I'm not actually going to go, it doesn't affect us, because at the end of the day, we know you're going, and could, in the event, result in you being arrested for obstructing and refusing to leave.
Ben suspects that the squatters are now trespassing on private land belonging to the mosque next door. With no one cooperating, he changes tactic.
Good morning, sir. Is the Amman available? Sorry to interrupt.
Okay.
We're here, obviously, next door to evict the squatters.
Okay.
The piece of land at the very back.
Right.
That is yours.
Yes. Okay.
With your authority.
Right.
You could have employed my company as a security, and we can remove them that way. No charge. Thank you very much. Take care.
Okay, no problem.
Thank you.
The Imam has given Ben the authority to remove the squatters from the land.
Just so you know, this land is owned by the mosque. We are instructed for the mosque security.
It's been 4.5 hours since the agents first arrived. Everyone starts to leave, including the female van owner. But some of the squatters are still in no hurry.
Not allowed back in.
That's my stuff, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, nice.
They'll have to bring it out for you.
Yeah, we'll bring it out.
Morning.
The landlord's agent has arrived. He explains the property had been left empty, waiting for council approval to turn it into private dwellings.
As soon as Goods has put the sign up at the front, the property, it was, you know, he had somebody come in and checking it over, but they went one night, came the following day and it was occupied and that was it. So, I mean, how can you live like that? It's just horrendous, isn't it?
The main problem is, I mean, it's great getting properties back for landlords and things like that, but it's the whole damage that's left behind.
It's not like when a property is legally rented out that if it's left in a bad condition, then they can legally take their tenants to court. Unfortunately, because they're squatters and they had no legal right to be here, they can't do that.
Glenn has a first-class university degree in maths. He sees any empty property like this as fair game to live in.
Squatting for me is just my escape from rent. I don't want to be put in a situation where a large proportion of my wages goes towards someone who's rich enough to buy a property. I feel everybody should have an equal opportunity in being able to shelter themselves. But we'll just keep moving on, building after building after building.
The agents have turned what could have been a challenging situation into a peaceful eviction.
This is the disturbing part. Every one of those people there felt that they had an absolute right to be there. We know from speaking to the agent that the property company is trying to get a change of use so they can turn it into dwellings. In other words, to house homeless people. Not this sort of homeless people, but people who will pay rent.
Research from a leading UK financial authority reveals having children increases the probability of debt problems by more than 50%. The hardest hit are single parents, who are 1.5 times more likely to be in debt than two-parent families. High Court enforcement agents Gareth Short and Craig Vernal work across Wales and central England.
What's the plan, mate? Plan? We're off to Birmingham.
They have a writ to collect a large debt owed by Kayleigh Goodwin to a firm of solicitors.
The debt totals just short of £6,500.
If Kaylee can't or won't pay today, the agents have the right to seize assets to pay off the debt. The writ allows the agents to make peaceful entry through an unlocked door.
Hello? High Court Enforcement Agents, yeah?
Yeah, you can come in. No, that's fine.
Okay.
Can you just come in?
With High Court Enforcement Agents, we're looking for Kaylee Goodwin. Is that yourself?
No.
It's not yourself, is it?
She doesn't here anymore.
No, I'll just show you some IDs.
Somebody else has been here looking for Kaylee Goodwin.
Yeah?
On numerous occasions.
Okay.
I've been here for 6 months. I live here, I'm a single parent. Live here with my son.
What was your name, please?
My name's Melissa. Right.
I'm going to be cheeky here, Melissa. Do you have any ID or anything like that we can look at, please? Is there anything with your name on?
Kitchen drawer. I know I haven't got anything.
You got it?
I'm going for a job interview at a nursing agency and I haven't got no identification for them.
What's your name, love? What's your...
I haven't got anything. Actually, I've got nothing.
So whenever we knock the door and we agree to buy somebody we think is the debtor, the first thing we need to do is to find out if it is actually the debtor, and we always ask them for ID. As soon as they say they don't have any ID, that's normally a telltale sign that it is actually the debtor and they're trying to hide away from it.
Okay. Let's start telling the truth now, okay?
Alright, I'm Kaylee Goodwin.
Perfect, brilliant. Okay.
What is this about?
Kaylee, we're here with the High Court writ, we are.
For what?
Okay. It's money you owe to a company.
That's getting dealt with by my solicitor at the moment. What happened was, I was in a car crash.
Okay. After her car crash, Kaylee filed a compensation claim through a firm of solicitors.
All the forms went through.
Yeah.
I then moved here. I didn't hear anything off them. I then got a letter saying that I owe them money. But I had a letter about 3 weeks ago saying that it's gone to a... took it to a county judge. So I've just passed it on to my solicitor.
Kaylee has now been taken to court for unpaid solicitors' bills, and the agents are here to collect.
The position you're in now, unfortunately, is his solicitor's done nothing with this at all. It's still an active writ.
So what can I do? Okay. I'm willing to pay this amount.
You've got a couple of different options when it comes to our stage. You can either pay it, and it stands at £6,474.49, or unfortunately we'll be looking to seize and remove assets from you.
I haven't got anything, nothing belongs to me. That TV's my mum's. I've got a TV upstairs which is mine, I'm not going to lie, but it's broke. That's why my mum's won't do that one.
Unfortunately, we will be looking to seize and remove assets so we can't pay it, including that TV.
A TV at public auction is probably worth about £50, but what is worth the actual debt is a lot more. So whenever we start looking at leverage, the first thing I look at is the TV, because the last thing they want to lose is the TV.
So you're going to leave me and my son with no TV, basically?
Hopefully it won't come to that situation.
I haven't got the money though.
If you're saying to us you need like half an hour or an hour to try and make some phone calls...
Try and make some phone calls. I'm meant to be at work at 9 o'clock. I'm a district nurse. I've got nobody with money around me. Nobody. So I don't think I'm making a phone call for money because that's one thing I haven't got.
Despite her dispute with the solicitors, if Kaylee doesn't try and raise the payment today, she's at risk of losing what little she has.
So what is my options really? Just be honest with me, please.
A couple of different options. I can say the worst case scenario now, we can seize and remove assets from you. Obviously we don't want to do that. You can pay it, or you can set up some kind of a payment plan.
But I'd have to pay something now.
They'd be looking for some kind of down payment now, see?
I literally haven't got a thing.
Unfortunately then, we're going to have to start the seize and remove assets from you.
I haven't even got anything. My washing machine's broke, my fucking fridge freezer's broke. The only thing that I've got in this house is that TV, that's all I've got. I haven't even got a fucking bed in my bedroom. That's how bad it is in this house. I haven't got a bed.
You've also got a 2010 plate Mazda on the drive.
That's not my Mazda.
Who's that then?
That's my mum, so have a look into it, mate. It's broken down, that's why she's parked it there. You can ask any. I walk. I'll phone my job now.
Okay, we've also... Well, The car keys are on your kitchen
Yeah,
table.
but that's not my. It's not my car. I don't drive. I don't own a license. I never lied to you earlier, but I'm not lying now. I mean, I can give you £1,000 on Friday if you just give me till Friday. Again, my wage slip will come through Thursday night. I will give you my whole wages Friday morning. If not, you can come in and you can take what you want.
We couldn't wait for 3 days.
You can't.
File case.
I've got no family. I'm sorry.
I'm not saying I don't feel sorry for them, because I do feel sorry for a lot of debtors. Majority of the time you realise straight away they've got no assets whatsoever. But I know I'm there to do a job, and if I didn't do my job, then they'd just get away with not paying their debt forever.
The agents can see Kaylee's in distress, and with little to take away, they offer her a lifeline.
We need 50% of it. Whether you get 50% or not is worth trying, isn't it?
Kaylee makes a call to a friend to try and raise some funds.
Hello, Aunt. Listen, where are you? It's Kaylee. Listen, I've got bailiffs in my house, right? Are you listening? And listen, I need some money, and I'll pay you back £500 a month. If not, they're taking everything out of my house now, and the baby's in bed. £3,000. I owe them 6. I'll give you about £500. If not, they're taking everything out of my fucking house, and I woke up this morning and I've got all this at my door.
Kaylee's friend can lend her the money, but can't get it immediately.
All his money takes 3 working days. It's not good enough.
Unfortunately not.
I don't know what the fuck I'm gonna do. Alright. I need a few hours.
We can give you an hour. We can wait here for an hour if you wanted to.
Why are you trying to intimidate me?
I'm not trying to.
Feel like,
I'm not. How am I trying?
Bad, like I just mean like I feel like he's a heartless in my house.
Okay.
My son's upstairs in bed. I know it's your job, like I do get it, I understand it, but I'm asking for 3 days. I can get the money for you in 3 days.
We'll happily wait. We'll be the most patient man in the world for the next hour or so if we wanted to.
I'm sorry I just shouted a lot.
Don't need to apologise to us, that's fine.
I do appreciate that having 2 burly guys knocking your door is not the nicest thing in the world, especially if there's a single mum living on her own. And that's when I just try and take myself down to their level. Just try and see where they're coming from, just speak to them on a one-to-one basis.
How confident are you that that person, or you're going to have £3,000 at the end of the week?
I will have £3,000 if I have to go and sell myself by the end of the week.
I'm not asking you to do that, yeah?
I'm serious though. I've got a son upstairs. I need to protect.
Okay.
I don't like being in debt. Like, I don't like it.
But what we could do is put you into something called a controlled goods agreement. So that means we list some items in your property, we leave them here with you, and then come Friday, we can then give you until Friday to pay this £3,000. Yeah? And then put you into something manageable on a monthly or weekly basis for you.
With the promise of £3,000 in 3 days' time, the agents give Kaylee a payment plan to pay the balance.
Would you be happy with that? That's all it takes. If I take a quick seat here, let me explain this easier, yeah?
By signing the controlled goods agreement, Kaylee enters a binding contract.
Come Friday now, you're going to make that payment. It's that number there.
Yep.
All the best. Hey, all the best tonight. Thanks, Kaylee. Take care.
Kaylee now has 3 days to come up with £3,000. If she doesn't pay by the deadline, the agents will be back, and she could lose her possessions. Gareth and Craig have managed to get a result from a difficult situation. But in Paul and Steve's next case,
I am really the victim for his landlord.
they face a tenant locked in a bitter dispute with her landlord.
What about my children? They go to school, they have exams, they close their books.
Recent government figures reveal record numbers of homeless families are unable to afford suitable accommodation after they've been evicted by private landlords. In the last 5 years, there has been a 25% increase of families with dependent children in temporary accommodation. High Court enforcement agents Paul Bohill and Steve Pinner are in West London to carry out an eviction.
Next job we're on our way to is a repossession.
The tenants, Mr. Janidi and his family, have lived in the property for 3 years, but recently fell behind with their rent.
There was an amount of 6,800 outstanding, but for some reason 3,400 odd has already been paid.
Looks as if they were sort of trying.
Despite the fact that some of the arrears have been paid off, the landlord decided not to renew the tenancy when the lease expired.
That's it, first house in on the left. It's quite posh, isn't it?
The tenants were given a date by the county court by which to leave. But that date has come and gone. And now Paul and Steve must get the family out. Today.
It's got all bloody concertina grills on all the windows and a steel gate. It's very secure, isn't it?
That's a high security lock as well, isn't it?
Yeah.
This is an odd one, isn't it?
Yeah.
Somebody who's obviously seriously paranoid. It's got a burglar alarm as well.
Oh. Hello. We're High Court enforcement agents and we have a writ to repossess the property.
Today?
Today.
Nobody told me.
Okay, but we have a this is for you. Have you spoken to the council at all?
No.
Not to the council.
And also the landlord, he asked me to pay money and I gave him money.
We can see that you have given him money, yes. Yeah. But unfortunately
I didn't prepare anything and I don't know where to go.
Okay. Let me just talk to you. How many people?
2 children.
2 children. Okay.
Now with me.
Okay. The way to do things is to pack enough clothes for yourselves and your children's for a couple of days, and then you can make an arrangement to come back in a couple of days.
All belongs to me.
You make
for the landlord. All this stuff for
Okay.
me.
No, it's okay. So you make it. No, please, just take a breath. Okay. Just calm. Okay. Have a seat. Have a seat. Have a seat.
It's clear the eviction has come as a shock to Mrs. Janidi. Her husband isn't at the house, and a family friend, Ramsey, steps in to help.
How many days you have to leave the house?
No, today.
What do you mean
today?
How today? How?
It's not possible.
Steve explains that after the tenancy ended, the court instructed the family to leave 8 weeks ago.
I told him I am ready to pay all the arrears. He asked me what you can pay. I said tomorrow I go and I went, paid 2,500 after I wiped everything. And I said I am very ready to give the money and please give me the tenancy agreement. Why I paid him 2,500? Tell me why. For nothing?
Mrs. Janidi claims that her landlord agreed to renew her tenancy after she'd paid off some of the arrears. But the High Court writ orders immediate eviction.
If he's played games with you about payment of the monies, that's completely separate to the possession order. Cutting a long story short is we have no option in this. You have to leave today.
99% of what here is mine. Even the floor you
I understand.
Is mine.
No, I understand that.
What about my children? They go to school, they have exams, their clothes, their books.
I accept that you have a story to tell, and I'm sorry to be the one who has to do this.
I am really victim for this landlord, really victim.
Yeah.
Should the Lord also save me, not just the landlord?
Despite Mrs. Janidi's dispute with her landlord, Paul and Steve are duty-bound to enforce the eviction.
This is not law, not at all.
It's not only clothes. It's not a matter of clothes.
I have expensive things in this house. We are not people from the street.
I understand that.
While Steve tries to reason with Mrs. Janidi, Paul goes off to talk to the landlord. He's just arrived with a friend who's been helping him with the case.
Sorry, she's telling us a story there.
Yeah, she's all right.
She showed me the court order, which is, I mean, this is an end of tenancy, isn't it? It's a Section 21.
Yeah.
She's told she's got to pack her stuff now. She's got an hour to pick the stuff up. Just give us 15, 20 minutes. It's best if she doesn't... That's all right, unless you're happy with confrontation.
Inside, Mrs. Janidi is still refusing to leave.
I can't leave now. My life is here.
But we can't. By the time your children get back, the council will be closed.
Okay, that's it. We're gonna wait. Let's chat this. They have a test. They have exams.
This is a circumstances where you phone the school and you say there is a problem at home. The school will let him go.
Mrs. Janidi leaves to pick her teenage children up. Family friend Ramzi stays to pack their belongings. But the agents want to know where Mrs. Janidi's husband is, who is also named on the writ.
If he hear the news now, consider him dead. He's 70 years old. He have high blood pressure. He have sugar, diabetes. He have jaundice. He have heart problem.
To have all this on top of that. Bad day.
Ramzi tells the agents that Mr. Janidi is in hospital. But the landlord's friend has a very different version of events.
The story that we've got from them, collectively, is that the husband is in hospital.
Well, as far as we're aware, he just disappeared off the scene.
Right.
And then that's the cock and bull story that she gave us. But we believe he'd gone back home. That's what we thought.
Home being to Jordan?
Wherever he came from.
Okay.
The landlord's friend knows about the payment to clear half of the £6,800 arrears. But with over £3,000 still owing, he's unaware of any agreement allowing the family to stay.
I can't understand why she paid it anyway, because she was told not to pay it. She was told, but if you read the court thing, she didn't have to pay it. She had to get out on the 1st of December, no money's paid or anything.
50 minutes later, Mrs. Janidi arrives back with her children. Spotting the landlord's friend, she wants answers.
I want to ask.
No.
I am busy. I don't do problem. I want to talk. Just talk. Just talk.
Talk through solicitors.
If I am solicitors, what is first? Solicitor didn't make for me anything. I went to the solicitor.
No. Talk through your solicitor.
I want to talk. I asked him just why he did with us like this.
Just talk through
We
your
changed
solicitor.
his house to be a palace. A palace. Everyone knows.
I understand your position, but you must go to the council for help. You must.
Okay, I know, but...
Mrs. Janidi and her 2 children are now homeless. It will be up to the council to provide emergency accommodation for the night.
Obviously, they're going to get upset. You know, to all intents and purposes, this is one of the worst days of their life. They're being asked to leave a property which they consider as being their home. The job still has to get done.
Recent research has revealed that half of all payments owed to firms are overdue, with the average amount exceeding £40,000. Late payments put almost a quarter of UK small firms at risk of insolvency. Gareth Short and Craig Vernal are back on the road again. This time they're in Bristol to recover a debt of over £10,000 owed by a plumbing business to a supplier.
We are going to see Phoenix Engineering Southwest Limited. It's currently to the tune of just over £10,000. It's a big one. Yeah.
The agents have already visited the company's warehouse without success. Notice of the writ has been sent to the home of its director, Jasmine Lovell, and now the agents are on their way to recover the debt. Gareth and Craig immediately spot a potential asset they could seize if Mrs. Lovell can't or won't pay.
There's a bill there, or an invoice for purchase under the name of Lovell. So it's definitely this vehicle is linked to the defending company.
Hello, High Court Enforcement Agent.
Right.
Looking for the director or the owner of Phoenix Engineering South West Limited, please.
That'd be me, my lovely,
you,
but I
eh?
don't actually do anything with the company.
Okay, but you are the director, are you?
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
At the moment, we've got a High Court writ which says that you owe £10,046.93.
Right.
Well, it also gives us the ability to seize and remove assets from you.
Yeah, but only for the business. That's a limited
Yeah.
business.
Mhm.
But it doesn't run from here. Obviously, nothing in here is owned by the company
Okay.
because this isn't anything to do with the business.
Yeah, you'd have to prove that to us, unfortunately.
So what do I do here now?
So you've got two different options. You can either pay £10,046.93,
Right.
or we are going to seize and remove assets from you.
Right, okay, that's absolutely fine. I'll leave you there. I'm going to phone.
Inside, Mrs. Lovell calls her husband, Paul, the manager of the business.
There is nothing in this fucking house that wants that
Here we go.
You've got any tools or anything?
Right, there's nothing here.
Okay.
Reference the company.
We're going to have to come in and do a search of the property then.
I'm not going to let you in, my lovely.
Okay.
But I've got a dog as well.
Okay, that's fine, that's fine. Okay, no worries. Walk around the back and see how big our dog is.
You've got a card.
What do you mean a card?
A telephone number. This chap that knows about the company can ring you.
Yes.
Gareth passes Mrs. Lovell a telephone number, and moments later, he receives a call from her husband.
Hello. I'm a High Court Enforcement Agent. Okay. If I stop you there, mate, just because it's going through doesn't mean it's gone through. So you are still liable for this debt.
Yes, we are still active, but unfortunately, there's nothing we can do about paying any bills.
Okay, what's going to happen? We are going to be looking to seize and removing this van. It's not at the end of the drive.
You take that van, my friend, and I'll tell you what, I'm happy for taking it. It doesn't belong to the company.
If you're saying the company doesn't own anything, then we will need to see receipts for everything within that property.
Don't talk silly.
I'm not talking silly, sir. I'm just telling you the facts.
You're talking bollocks, my friend.
All right.
You're not even stepping foot through the door, my friend, unless you bring the policeman there.
I won't need
Okay,
I don't need the
do
police,
my
mate.
rights.
I don't need the police, mate.
Right. Okay. So you're going to be there about an hour if I come back down?
Brilliant. I'll see you soon.
Yeah. Look forward to it.
All the best. Ta-ra, mate. Ta-ra.
With Mr. Lovell saying that he can't pay, will Gareth and Craig get the £10,000 they came for? High Court Enforcement Agents Gareth Short and Craig Vernal were at the home of Mr. and Mrs. Lovell to recover just over £10,000 owed by Phoenix Engineering South West Limited.
Right, there's nothing here.
Okay.
Reference the company.
After Mrs. Lovell closed the door on them, her husband called the agents, claiming the company couldn't pay the debt.
You take that van, my friend, and I'll tell you what, I'm happy for taking it. It doesn't belong to the company.
Now, after the agents have waited 40 minutes, Mr. Lovell arrives home.
Hello, sir. You all right?
Yeah.
Mr. Lovell, is it? Okay, so the position you're in now. This outstanding balance of £10,046.93 needs to be paid.
Okay, well, we haven't got the money. Company's not got the money. It's as simple as that.
Okay, well, you said to me earlier that you're winding the company up.
I haven't got no choice.
Is there a reason why you're still wearing uniform then?
Because that's the only clothes I've got to wear to work.
The company's still trading, yeah?
Not really. It's still in existence, but it's not trading.
Okay, so it still exists, it's still active. So it means the company's still liable for this debt there.
Well, debt can't be paid. What's the other options?
Remove goods.
Anything we believe or suspect could belong to the company.
Mr. Lovell produces the logbook for the van.
They don't believe the company belongs to me.
I'll show you that. 2 seconds. This document is not proof of ownership. So that proves to me who's liable to tax the vehicle, but it doesn't actually show who owns that vehicle. But ultimately, that can be seized right now.
With his van at risk of being seized, Mr. Lovell decides to tell the agents why he's in so much financial difficulty.
We've got a contract in Bristol which these claims done, which we've not been paid on, 110 grand. One of the reasons I've not been paid on that contract, unfortunately, he went bankrupt.
Just because somebody owes you money doesn't mean you don't have to pay somebody else.
Yeah, no, totally agree.
If you cannot pass debt on,
Well,
it's okay to
that's
owe other people money.
No, you need to do what you've got to do then.
Okay. All right.
Because at the end of the day, I ain't nothing, mate.
It's clear that Mr. and Mrs. Lovell's business has hit hard times. But now they're at risk of losing the one asset they have left. The agents give him one last chance to come up with an offer.
If you come to us and you say, this is what we can do and this is what we propose to do going forward, then we will take that back to the client and see what their views are on it.
Okay, right, then we'll go out and chat with her.
Brilliant.
A lot of the times the builders are working on the big projects and there's a lot of money involved. So if somebody doesn't pay them that, it's always going to have a knock-on effect personally, and they can't afford to pay their debts.
5 minutes later, Mr. Lovell comes back out of the house. Gareth and Craig are hoping for a substantial down payment towards the £10,000 debt.
She's on the phone to her sister.
Yep.
We might be able to raise the grand, but that's about it.
I'll speak to the office now, see if they accept that. You need to have a think about what you can offer going forward on a monthly basis.
His £1,000 offer is a fraction of what he owes.
I don't think that's going to be accepted. Try it.
Gareth calls the office to check whether Mr. Lovell's offer of £1,000, together with a payment plan, is enough to save his van.
He's offered a down payment of £1,000.
Yeah.
And then clearing the balance in 3 months. From our point of view, Jane, right? We've got no assets inside the property. We have got a 56 plate Ford Transit. But that's probably £500 at auction.
Yeah. Yeah. This fella has a history of non-payment.
Okay.
Repeatedly doesn't make payment.
The claimant will only accept a payment plan if Mr. Lovell signs a personal guarantee with them.
See what he says. If he says no, I'm not going to do that.
Yeah.
Say, right, well, in that case, then they're not accepting your offer.
Brilliant. Okay. Okay, Mr. Lovell. Unfortunately, they're saying you've missed a couple of payments with them before.
Unfortunately, like I said, there's a couple of other suppliers that's gone that way.
So what they're saying, you've got two different options. If you want a £1,000 down payment now, you'd have to be a personal guarantor for that. So you need to sign a piece of paper to say if the company doesn't keep up with the repayments, then you'd be personally liable for it.
Me personally?
You, your wife, whoever signs for it.
Do we get a dog to sign it? Right, what do you want to do? Doctor? Go and have a chat.
Go and have a chat.
You need to get all your sister and make sure she can bring this money over.
Yeah, she can.
Right. £1,000.
So it's £1,000 today, £1,000 at the end of May, £1,000 at the end of June, and then clear the balance at the end of July.
Yeah, we should have cleared it.
Mr. Lovell has been given a lifeline. But as he now has to sign as a guarantor with the claimant, it's not just company assets that are at risk if he defaults, but his own possessions.
I'll just have to take some details from you, sir, on that £1,000.
Switch one away as well, yeah.
That'd help. Thank you.
Thank you for being
Perfect. Thank you very much, mate.
All the best.
Yeah, all the best. Yeah.
The case is resolved for now. But if Mr. Lovell doesn't stick to the claimant's payment plan, the agents will be back.
It's an extra trump card now because we only got the van, whereas now we've got that and the personal guarantor. But I think from what he's saying, and the reason that he signed it, I think the company, by the end of July, the company will pay the debt anyway. Happy defendant.
Perfect. Can I keys?
Yes.
Next time,
You fucking won't be stepping in here, mate, to tell you that now.
a Can't Pay special discovers exactly what it's like to do one of Britain's toughest jobs.
You can keep the chain on the door if you like. I'm going to find who you are, I'm going to find where you live. Trust me.
Right. We see the agents facing anger
Get out of the fucking house, man.
Push me about.
and deceit
He blatantly lied.
in some of the most challenging cases of their careers.
Don't touch me, don't touch me.
Oh, that looked awkward. See how the crews get on next Wednesday night at 9. Tomorrow night at 9, Living with Crazy Noise Through the Walls. The new series of Nightmare Neighbour Next Door continues. But next on Channel 5, Paul Connolly exposes the criminals trying to make a mint from desperation. The Great British Fake Off in just a tick.
What happens when you get into debt?
I'll do what I want. I will punch you clean through that window.
And you can't
You think you can tear my family apart?
or won't pay it back.
I can't pay it. I can't pay it.
We meet the High Court enforcement agents who are pushed to their limits,
You bugger! Get out of here! Or somebody's gonna get hurt.
dealing with desperate debtors
To the house. To the council.
in dramatic situations.
Get up! I don't want you in here. I'm down.
We meet the people who are losing their homes
I haven't been sleeping or anything because I've been worried about all of this.
and their possessions.
That's fine, because I just list everything, I'm going to take it.
Because whatever happens, if you can't pay,
Get your hands off of me.
they'll take it away. A recent report from a leading landlords association shows that housing benefit tenants are being increasingly turned away from the private rental sector. These tenants are viewed as a bigger risk because of the widening gap between market rents and the housing benefit councils are prepared to pay. Paul Bohill and Ben Pinner are High Court enforcement agents. They travel all over the southeast of England, recovering debts and repossessing homes. Today they're in North London to carry out an eviction.
We're going to North 9, which is Edmonton Green.
It's just slightly down market area, this, isn't it?
Funny enough, this is where Dad used to have a house.
That's what I mean, down market area.
The tenants, Ms. Olarerin and her mother, Ms. Akintola, owe over £6,000 in unpaid rent.
We want Garrett Drive, flat 5.
Notice of eviction has been sent by the county court, but the landlord escalated the case to the High Court, and the tenants must leave today.
I'm guessing they might be the landlord and the locksmith.
But this eviction isn't going to be straightforward.
Good morning. Paul Bohill. Hello, Harry.
Do you have keys? We have keys, yeah. You're not communicating with us at all, refusing to speak to us, haven't turned up to any of the court cases. So, standards, really.
It's useful to be able to throw that back when they say, well, we don't know why we're moving. If you give us a few minutes, we'd like to get the bloodshed and the shouting under control.
I'm not sure if they're home, I haven't been inside, to be honest. But
It's even better if they're not.
OK, I'll leave it to you. Good luck.
Thank you very much, sir.
Next one. Oh, there's a pram outside.
Oh, dear. Which one was it? 5 or 6? When I knock on the door, I'm only thinking of the possibilities of what might occur, so I'm just going through the risk assessment. People are increasingly aggressive, but my attitude on the doorstep is perfectly calm, collected, and just running through the scenarios that might follow. Somebody in there, could you hear the door creaking? Could you open the door, please? We're from the court. We know you're in there.
I'd like to think I'm talking to myself, but I get this distinct impression that there is someone there.
With no one answering, Ben decides to use the keys he's been given by the landlord's agent.
Chances.
But there's a problem. It appears the locks have been changed.
Do you want to open the door? Otherwise I'll have to open it.
We will break in if you don't open the door. Just get the locksmith.
As Paul heads downstairs, Ben tries again to get somebody to answer the door.
Just so you know, you have 1 hour to leave the property, so you're currently 12 minutes into that. So if you want to keep wasting it, that's your decision. But this isn't going to change, and we're not going to go anywhere.
Minutes later, the landlord's agent brings the locksmith upstairs.
So we checked it about 2 weeks ago and the keys were working, so I'm surprised the keys not working today.
Top one's not working.
Yeah, they must have changed it.
The landlord's agent decides to call the tenant to see if he can get a response.
I'm calling from HomeLink, landlord's office, regarding your property. We're here with the enforcement officer. Are you home? Can you open the door?
We'll just go for it then.
Yeah.
Locksmith will have to earn his money.
But as the locksmith starts to force the lock, the agents are in for a surprise.
Special method.
The new locks are high security and can't be forced with a standard drill.
When they're not answering and they've obviously come to the mindset that we'll just go away, that's really not the case. We're going to be coming through that door, whether you like it or not, one way or the other.
Paul and Ben now have no option but to break down the door.
Keep the door clear. Clear the hallway.
Permission to carry on?
Yeah.
Hello? I'm not impressed, madam. That really wasn't necessary, was it?
What are you doing?
We are High Court enforcement.
Okay, so move out.
Why don't you talk
Fuck
to
away.
us? This isn't going to solve anything. And you're running out of time rapidly, madam. We're amicable people. We're not here to cause problems. We understand you don't want us here. But at the end of the day, we have a job to do and we're trying to help you to help yourself get to the council.
Don't shut the door.
What the fuck do you want? Get out of the room. I don't want you in here.
Down.
Mom!
This is not going to make a scrap of difference.
Madam, I must inform you that any obstruction of us in this execution of this writ will result in your arrest by police. Do you understand? I'm simply doing my job, madam.
The agents might be inside, but can they get the tenants out before tempers escalate? High Court enforcement agents Paul Bohill and Ben Pinner were in North London to carry out an eviction.
Do you want to open the door?
Somebody in there, could you hear the door creaking?
The tenants refused to answer the door.
Can you open the door? She's hung up.
The locks had been changed,
Special method.
leaving Paul and Ben no alternative but to force entry.
Hello?
What are you doing?
We are High Court enforcement.
Okay, so move out.
Why don't you
Fuck
talk to
away.
us?
Mom!
Now, the agents need to make the tenants understand that they must leave today.
You've got 45 minutes to get your personal effects together and to leave the flat.
Tenant Ms. Olererin won't speak to the agents, so Ben tries to reason with her mother.
We are amicable people.
I don't care. What do you want?
We are here from the court to evict you.
Okay.
You have 40 minutes to clear your item.
Okay, that's very unnecessary.
In only one case out of 100 is the tenant going to be packed and ready to go. The rest of the tenants will still have their head in the bucket of sand, waiting for the knock with the actual eviction notice.
Ms. Olererin has a young baby and is entitled to emergency accommodation from the council. Ben wants her to understand what she needs to do next.
Obviously, you were aware of the county court judgments and that you were evicted, that you was asked to leave the premises. Because you failed to do so, we have been instructed to attend today. I don't expect you to clear this whole flat right here, right now. You need to pack a bag with the essentials, medications, identification, clothing, and anything to last you for the next few days. You then take the writs which I've given you to the council. They will, I hope, provide you with emergency accommodation. Okay? If you need me, I'll be out here. My name is Ben. Where there are children involved, it is a lot worse because they're vulnerable. It is hard-hitting at times. We just hope that they'll get the necessary help from the council.
The agents have been in the property for over an hour. Ms. Olererin and her mother have finally begun to pack. But as Paul and Ben start an inventory of the flat, they're in for a shock.
It's absolute, isn't it?
It's like hoarder's paradise.
Open the door as well to the room. It's not hoarding though, is it? Everything's just overdone. The state of the place, it's absolutely cluttered to the roof. If the landlord were to clear it out, it would take a 3-man team, best part of the day, to clear that out.
Ben wants to know how the family have got into such a serious situation.
You're not working at the moment?
Yeah, there's a lot going on. So yesterday we just had our lights cut off, you know.
Lights cut off by who? Like the electricity board?
Yeah. Well, I pay my half of the rent, and that's how much they say they could pay the full.
So it is a shortfall in the benefits?
Very shortfall.
It appears that when the family moved in 2 years ago, Ms. Olorerin's housing benefit covered any shortfall in the rent. But after her benefits were capped 6 months ago, she fell into arrears.
That's why you've struggled to pay the rent?
That's why I don't understand how people are surviving.
I acknowledge the fact that because there's a benefits cap, this might be an ongoing situation. One thing that's not occurred in this case, which is a common denominator in most of these cases, is that they won't communicate with the agent or the landlord. So the agent and the landlord have tried repeatedly to phone them, but they've just been cut off. So if they'd communicated, things could have been done.
Nearly an hour and a half after the agents arrived at the property, the tenants are ready to leave.
Do you want me to give you a hand?
Thanks. Oh, okay. Sorry. Thank you. Just put it on the floor.
Sure. We gotta go.
The family are now homeless.
If we would have known, we would have at least like prepared for it.
We feel bad.
Not prepared for it, but like we would have known. Like you guys have to do a job just like I would have to do a job.
What you do need to do is speak to social services because you have a child they're obliged to rehouse you.
It will be up to the council to give them a bed for the night.
But all in all, it went fairly smoothly.
A little bit of argy-bargy, as it were, but it's the only way to get in.
But the door barge could have been avoided if they just communicated. Well, they went from not talking to us at all to having a full-on conversation, so, you know, we get there in the end.
Over 40,000 county court judgments were issued against businesses in England and Wales during the first 6 months of 2016. Their average value now exceeds £3,500, and it's small businesses who have been hardest hit. High Court enforcement agents Del Anglin and Brian O'Shaughnessy are in North London, with a writ to recover nearly £7,000 owed by a garage to a dissatisfied customer.
Okay, next job there is Swinton Autos in Stoke Newington. After some £6,698.79. I think they're garages, MOTs and repairs and stuff.
When the garage failed to pay, the claimant escalated the case to the High Court. If the garage can't or won't pay today, the agents have the right to seize goods to offset the debt.
There's people coming out.
How you doing?
Oh my days! Good guy. Thank you, man. What's happening, eh?
Trying to get through here. Is it all dead end down there, is it?
Dead end, bro.
Okay, cool.
What side do you want? What number?
Swinton Autos.
Swinton?
Yeah.
Which person?
Just Swinton Autos.
But who though?
Swinton Autos.
Looking for?
Swinton Autos. How many people working there? Is it different people?
Yeah, because we've had like letters coming through for other people and they're not here.
What other people?
And they're enforcing again.
Swinton Autos.
The writ is in the company name, so the agents need to find out who's in charge.
Are you the boss man?
No.
Is he here?
No.
Who's the governor? Who's the boss? Who owns Swinton Autos?
Swinton Autos?
Yeah.
It's only Charlie Motors there, not Swinton Autos.
What was his name? The guy that owned that one?
The guy that owned it his name was Humphrey.
Humphrey, yeah?
He died of cancer a very long time ago.
You've been trading under the name Swinton then?
So
It's the new companies.
Yeah, but you've been using the Swinton name though, innit?
Maybe still on some of the letterheads or whatever, but it's changed now. It's Charlie Auto. It's changed now.
The man, who says his name is Gary, claimed that Swinton Autos is no longer trading and that his Uncle Charlie now runs the business. But the agents need proof.
So I need to see some paperwork to that effect. Can you get some paperwork organised?
Can I get paperwork?
Yeah.
If you have a company that is not trading, you then issue an invoice from that company. As far as I'm concerned, you owe the money. They need to show that that debt does not belong to that company.
Gary gets his Uncle Charlie on the phone.
Hello? Uncle Charlie. Yeah, you got these, you know them county court judges, guys? Yeah, they're here. They're looking for Swinton Autos. They need proof of Charlie Autos. They want to enforce the writ. Yeah, the other guy's gone inside the garage. That ain't what's his name, sister, is it? Is that her, yeah?
It seems that Gary has an idea what the debt is about.
She brought her car in. It was broken down, and it was leaking oil all over the road, this, that, the other. She gave one price of the engine, the turbo, and then she couldn't afford it. She's working, blah, blah, blah. Like, I don't understand how it's gone this far, and the car's still right there.
Which one is it?
Car's right there on the ramp, bruv.
It appears the claimant's vehicle is still somewhere on the premises. Dell puts the pressure on.
We're here to collect money. But...
You're here to collect money, but her car's still there.
Would you want to keep the car and give me $7 grand?
Keep the car and give me $7 grand. You're fucking crazy, bro.
That's what I'd ask him.
Hey? You can hold my balls and squeeze and help me scream.
I'm not there to be involved in the dispute. I'm there on the command of the High Court writ of control. Whether that's fair or not fair is for somebody else to make that decision. We've come there to remove goods or to collect money.
With payment looking unlikely, the agent's only option could be to seize the car and return it to the claimant. But there's a problem.
The car was fucked when it came. Where's the pistons? Where's the pistons?
Well, they're certainly not in the car.
The car's engine has been completely removed. It's now clear to the agents why the amount on the writ is so high.
Well, what she's done is she's gone for the full value of the vehicle also, that's why so much.
She wants the full value of the vehicle. It'd been better for her to buy a new car than try to fix that piece of shit. My uncle has dealt with other customers and whatnot. They're not happy with certain things. Even though if a customer asks for a certain job and you give it to them, they're not happy with it. What can you do?
Is that how it goes?
That's how it goes, bro.
Gary claims that the car came in on a recovery vehicle. The engine was removed to find out what was wrong, and the claimant was told it was beyond repair. But the claimant maintains that the garage took the engine out unnecessarily and wrote off her car.
The pistons all fucked, all burnt off. Pistons are all there. No, I'm not gonna lie.
Why didn't you
I don't know why she put it for a county court judgment, and her car's still there.
Why didn't you let her take the car then?
She hasn't even come back since the last time she came.
So the engine's got to go back in it, though.
The engine's there, bro.
Yeah, it's got to go back. It's got to go back.
You can go back in, but it doesn't make sense putting it back in because you talk to any mechanic and say, boy,
well,
you must leave the engine out and tow it away with no engine.
Yeah, well.
Gary claims the damaged engine wasn't put back in, as the car needed an entirely new one.
The engine's still here. Look, that's all the engine broken down in pieces. So parts of the engine is underneath here. The pistons is in there somewhere.
Once you bought the car, though, it had an engine in it, innit?
The engine's still there, bro, but the engine was fucked. I told her this.
Yeah.
But then she'd have to make it to another garage to get the car done. Oh, I don't want to get a truck again and take it to somewhere, and you understand? That was the whole argument. Yo, I don't know. She was full value of the car. Well, funny. She's funny. She's funny. She's funny. We didn't damage her car. Car was damaged. So I don't know how she was full value of a car that's damaged already.
Yeah, there's nothing in there. There's nothing in there.
No, she wants her car. He's not saying she can't have the car. It's not as if he's been using the car for his own enjoyment.
There's a clear dispute regarding works being carried out on the vehicle. Her vehicle's there, she wants to collect it. She probably doesn't want it. She wants the value of the car back. She's got a £7,000 writ. She wants paying. There's nothing to take there or to take control of. There's no assets there. So we can't pretty much do anything else but try and resolve it over the phone or advise the claimant appropriately.
With no assets to seize and no offer of payment, Brian and Dell have no choice but to walk away empty-handed.
The vehicle's here. The engine's in pieces. what can you say? I mean, it's I've never had something like this. We are given no information about what the debt's about when we go there. There's no real way, if he has no assets, to make this debtor pay. And that's always frustrating.
The agents have one last word for Gary.
You're a big man. So, what you're going to have to do, the High Court writ is live. You're going to have to get it sorted out. Otherwise, you've got no business, have you?
It's not up to me, it's up to Uncle and my cousin and whatnot, because obviously they're running what business they're running from here.
You know, I'm just talking it straight.
Yeah, she's having a laugh.
Del and Brian may be leaving empty-handed this time. But in Paul and Steve's next case, they meet a grandmother who refuses to listen.
Can you explain to her there's no good her shouting at me? I don't understand her.
More than 3 million people across the UK are living in rented properties without the landlord's permission. 3/4 of these have been in the property for more than 6 months. Recent research shows that only 1 in 5 requests by tenants to sublet are permitted by their landlord. High Court enforcement agents Paul Bohill and Steve Pinner are in West London to carry out another eviction.
It's a writ of possession. The defendant's name is Gatula Gardonil.
The Hungarian tenant, Mr. Gardonil, has rented the property for 3 years, but stopped paying rent 6 months ago. He's now £9,000 in arrears.
What's the name of the road in case I pass it?
Empire Road.
And it's this one.
Notice of eviction was sent by the county court, but Mr. Gardonil ignored it. Now the case has been escalated to the High Court, and he must leave today.
What number are we looking for?
5 and 6, 56.
OK, we're here. Let's go. Oh.
The landlord's son, Mr. Harani, and his uncle are waiting outside.
Morning.
You here for us, are you?
Yes, Mr. Harani. That's the key I've got from the agent.
Okay.
The one with the yellow tag.
All right.
OK, if you just sit in the car for a few minutes, just till we get the first 10, 15 minutes out of the way. Thanks very much.
See if it's open first. That's one key, which gets us in that one. You can now do your fancy knock on that door.
OK.
There you go. Something.
Hello, sir. My name is Paul Bohill. I'm a High Court enforcement agent.
Sorry?
We have a repossession order for this property.
Sorry.
Is that your name there?
No.
Oh, is that person here?
No, it's not here.
Despite the man's claims that he isn't Mr. Gardonil, the High Court writ instructs Paul and Steve to evict anyone living in the house.
You have 1 hour to get personal effects together and then arrange with the landlord to come back and clear the rest out. We have to change the locks now.
All right, okay, just not today and tomorrow, because then one...
No, it's got to be now, within the hour, by 9 o'clock.
9 o'clock?
Mm.
It seems there's more than just the one tenant named on the writ living in the house.
Hát betegek vagyunk. Figyeljen ide, betegek vagyunk, nem mehetünk utcára. No.
Give me for one more day and we leave in the house. It's today, before we leave it. We're gonna be outside. It's not fair. One day we need it. One day we need it. After we can go out. Okay.
The house should have been vacated 3 weeks ago.
3 weeks?
Ago.
Yeah, okay.
But you're still here today.
Are you joking with us? We're gonna be outside. 2 days we need.
I'm not joking with you.
My grandmother is very, very sick.
I'm sorry, I have no choice. We get a whole list of excuses from tenants as to why they can't or shouldn't be evicted. A lot of excuses revolves around their health status, which I'm sure is genuine, so I'm not belittling that situation.
Despite the grandmother's illness, the agents are duty-bound to enforce the writ and evict the whole family today. Steve needs them to understand that they must seek help from the council.
This is the situation. You have till 9 o'clock to get personal effects, your passport, any medication, closed for a few days. So what you all need to do... You understand me, sir? Thank you. Can you explain it to everybody else?
Nem öltözök semmit, nem megyek sehova. Nem megyek sehova se, azért se. Itt fogok lenni. Menjenek el, majd holnap elmegyünk. Tomorrow. Nem megyünk sehova se.
You need to be doing something. The sooner you get... Can you explain to her? There's no good her shouting at me. I don't understand her.
Tomorrow megyünk.
Tomorrow, no. Today. 1 hour.
Mondjad nekik, menjenek el, holnap jöjjenek.
De nem mennek, anyu, hogy miért vagy étesek, én nem fogok senkivel vitatkozni.
Én beteg vagyok, ott akkor menni kell, hova menjünk, nem vitába.
Itt van, pakold ebbe a hova.
With the family not cooperating, Steve reminds them why the eviction is happening.
One question. Who's paying the rent?
Mondjad, hogy menjenek el, tomorrow.
No, nobody is paying the rent for 6 months. £9,000 not paid.
Okay, you know, it's not me, and the Gardoni and my sister sending automatically, and the Gardoni. Yeah, I've checked in that.
It seems that the tenant named on the writ, Mr. Gardinel, has unlawfully sublet the house.
They could well be paying the tenant.
That's quite easily, yeah.
It's just a rip-off.
We find on properties that we go to that the person who originally rented the property has sublet to other people. They're paying them, but he is not paying the landlord.
So far we've seen 4, there's probably 6 people here, there's probably more. There's 1 downstairs room here, 1 out the back, probably 3 bedrooms, and it's fully occupied. The rent on this property is $1,500 a month, but the landlord has received no rent for 6 months.
You know, this is Gardoni, this Hungarian landlord. Everybody and this Hungarian people in the same problem. No good man.
Another member of the family arrives back home.
Oh my God. Why?
Yeah, my mom is here, so...
Good morning, okay?
Hova menjünk, mi a csinál?
Nem tudom. Most máma ki kell költözni.
No, because it's landlord, not coming a landlord. No, mondjad, hogy nem.
Landlord is, you know, lie.
Yes,
lie.
But your landlord isn't the man that owns the house. The man that you're paying obviously isn't paying the owner. Whatever money you've paid, he has taken.
The woman has a letter from the court about the eviction.
Because it's not, because Miss Juliet Gardoni, no marriage.
But you shouldn't be here. They've already lost lots of money. They don't want to lose any more. So they go to the High Court and then they issue a writ for us to come.
Most el kell menni akkor?
Yeah, anya, már el kell menni.
Már összeszedtél?
Már mindenki összeszedte, te szedjél össze valamikbe. Már apának is.
The family finally seem to have accepted the reality of the situation.
They knew that to go. It does upset you. Unfortunately, it's a job and we have to step back from that. I don't think there's an easy way to get through it. You just have to try and be as sympathetic towards them as you can and make things as easy as possible for them.
It's been an hour and a half since the agents arrived, and the eviction is complete. After months of trying to get the family out, the owners finally have their house back.
We didn't expect so many people living in one house. The last 6 months, it's been very stressful. We try to evict these people out. And obviously, they've played the game all the way.
It's just the same story. People paying the wrong people. Bottom line is this, the landlord is £11,000-ish out of pocket. And I don't think that's fair.
I agree with you.
It will be up to the council to try and find them emergency accommodation for the night. Recent government figures reveal that homelessness has grown in the UK by more than a third in the last 5 years and has nearly doubled in London. The figures are rising twice as fast among ethnic minority communities, with 20,000 families evicted last year. High Court enforcement agents Del Anglin and Brian O'Shaughnessy are in North London, with a writ to recover nearly £12,000 in unpaid rent.
All right, Brian, what do we have?
Right, Dale, we're going to go see Mrs. Rashida Igala, and we're here for some of £11,992.19.
It's a load of money.
Yeah.
Mrs. Igala signed as guarantor on a tenancy agreement for her sister, but her sister didn't pay her rent for a whole year. And now the landlord has pursued Mrs. Igala through the courts for the money.
It must be in these flats here.
Mm-hmm. Pocket here.
If Mrs. Igala can't or won't pay, then the agents can take away personal possessions to offset the debt.
First one, mate. They look like they're going to have 11 grand here.
Hello, is Rashida Igala here? Does she live here? I'm here with the High Court writ. My name's Brian.
What's this about?
I can't discuss it with you.
I'm sure you can on that side, so...
It's not in your name. Not really, it's formalities. Maybe your mum can enlighten us. Do I get a telephone number and give her a call? No problem, thank you.
Hello.
Thank you. What does mum do? Does she work?
Yeah.
Where does she work? She's social worker, yeah? Okay.
Sorry, the mobile you're calling isn't available at the moment.
While Brian tries to contact the defendant again, Del enters the flat to talk to her son, Ayub.
My eyes aren't brilliant in this light. Have you got a light? Something to show? It's always important for an enforcement agent to get inside a property. Then you can see with your own eyes how they're living, what they've got, what they haven't got, so you can deduce how much they can pay. Who else lives in the house?
My mum, brother and sisters.
Are they older than you?
No, just my brother's older than me.
Do you know anything about it?
No, he's less active than me.
He's less active than you?
Daily, yeah.
You say mum's a care worker?
So, yeah, something like that. It helps old people and shit.
It would help if we can speak to mum.
I can't come that day. Can you not come back an hour or two?
What time does she normally finish then?
She's normally here at 2.
We're going to take a look about at the moment.
With Mrs. Igala at work, the agents look around the flat for any assets they could seize. But it becomes immediately clear that the family own nothing of any value.
Everybody on public transport here? No one's got a car on us? On bus, yeah? Okay. Is the telly old? 5 years? There is nothing that's going to remotely cover anywhere near what we're looking to collect today. It really is a case of leaving a letter and coming to some sort of future payment arrangement according to our financial circumstances, because there's nothing there to remove.
But then the defendant, Mrs. Igala, arrives home early.
Hello.
Hello.
Mum's here. We're High Court enforcement agents, Mrs. Igala.
What happened?
The reason for our visit today, the claimant owns 28 Oxford Road, where your sister was renting, okay? And there was 12 months rent outstanding.
Mrs. Igala's sister, Fuchsia, the tenant who built up the £12,000 in rent arrears, also arrives.
Is this her?
Your sister, hello.
Okay.
My sister, she said, they need a reference.
So that's I give my name. I'm not say I'm paying for her rent.
Well, I think...
When I say I have reference, I leave this address, she's my sister.
Well, you signed paperwork as a guarantor, not reference.
How come? I didn't write anything.
If you didn't sign as a guarantor, the landlord would not have given her the property. Do you know what a guarantor is? It means that your sister should have made payments on her rent. You've guaranteed that you would pay the money in the event that she can't. So between you, then, you need to find £11,000.
Goodness.
11,992, that's a lot of money.
I know.
Mrs. Igala's sister is a refugee from Somalia. After a family tragedy, she fled to England with her 3 young children. She was evicted when she fell behind with her rent.
What the landlord's chosen to do, he's chased you here because you were the guarantor.
Ayub explains the situation to his mother.
قفني كان لعبته هذا ما قاعد بورته هذا ما قاعد بسيحته هذا دال أبر العالم كبيحلهن هذا لو كشور هذا قف ولا أسمعهن نيجي قريس لعب الآن بحنا بفهم
no كاسو كنا بحيانا هاي
عارف أقول لك كلام كاسو مان قف لعب تقدر لعب الصورة هذولا
But where we can get that money? So we can't pay that money. So what we can do then?
At the end of the day, I have to look at their ability to pay and what they can afford to pay that's sustainable over a period of time, without it causing too much of an impact on their family.
It's clear to the agents that the family has a limited income, but they must try to recover as much of the debt as possible.
If your mum's got savings or something, she might be able to put some of those savings to reducing this debt and we can reach an arrangement.
I don't expect you to have £12,000. I don't expect you to have it. Yeah? But you need to pay a significant amount towards it.
Can you find £3,000 today?
Wow. I've got 3,000.
Well, the bill is just under 12.
Take it what you want.
Okay.
Because I didn't have 3,000.
It seems that the family can't even raise the reduced amount the agents have asked for. But as they're duty-bound to get the case resolved, will Mrs. Igala be able to save her family's few possessions? High Court enforcement agents Del Anglin and Brian O'Shaughnessy were in North London to collect nearly £12,000 in unpaid rent.
Between you need to find £11,000.
Goodness.
11,992, that's a lot of money.
Mrs. Igala acted as a guarantor for her sister, but when she defaulted on her rent, the landlord pursued Mrs. Igala through the courts for the money.
But where we can get that money? We can do that.
Can you find £3,000 today?
Wow. I've got 3,000.
Well,
get what you wanted.
Okay.
I didn't get it.
Now, with the risk of losing everything, Mrs. Igala's son, Ayub, tries to reason with his mother.
وأهلنا لعبته فكرنا أبيها واحد أنا تنسينا تلفزيون حول نسين
Oh, okay.
No.
فكر واحد قال ده سالفة لا قال قال ليش واحد قال ما هذيك تجيب إنه سري الآن تجيب إنه
أنا جيب إنه هذا حب أيوه أخذته وحي قال كلام بالعكس ما يسمع
سمع قصة دي كنا سمعين واي
لعبت أنا هو سدح كل لعبت وطبعا يدوركم أنا لعبت السنة تنقر إيوه لعبت هذا السنة لعبت يسوع داس واي سدح كون كاش أنا بدي بقول ليه
سدح كون كاش أنت فينا
داس وحلا يسوع ما سدح كون هلا يري داس وحلا قاتل وحقادي كرتين إجانا تجا تقول فيني لعاف 3,000.
It's clear the family can't raise £3,000. So now the agents need to assess whether they'll be able to recover any of the £12,000 at all.
If we're going to try and help resolve the issue, let's start with what comes into the house, how much we're talking about.
I'm Kara. How can I get that money? I work part-time and my sister's income supporting. Where we get that money?
So your sister's on income support?
Income support, yeah. She
living here?
She lives with, she's homeless even. Where we bring it up?
When her debtor's telling me the truth, having given the right degree of empathy and listened to them, I can feed back to the claimant and say, this is their situation. They haven't got a pot to in. However, they can pay something as opposed to nothing.
The agents have been in the flat for nearly 40 minutes. With emotions running high, they decide to offer the family a lifeline.
So I don't want you guys to starve. Do you understand me?
I mean, I'm happy to set a monthly arrangement. £1,000 a month.
You can do £1,000 a month.
Are you happy with that?
Yeah. We're going to set an arrangement, yeah?
But Mrs. Agala disagrees with Ayub that the family can afford the repayments.
We can't pay. Count what I get now and count what my sister gets because my sister is income supported. We pay 500 pounds. Better than 1,000 because she stay for 1,000 is heavy. كورتود مرقة أقول قيلي. هاي بقيل يجي جوك. يجي شو مركب. هاي نوين هذا هاي. هذا عمر شقينا يا برد لعب قدرتنا بيش يكون. سيد الفضول الله الكرام. هاي مش قيس. ما تبلاو. ما تبلاو. ما تبلاو. ما تبلاو. You get salary هاي. No. So يجي تيجي. أفكين قادوا. So please. أفكين قادوا. أيوب يقدر هذا القصة. أيوب هذا كم يقدر. هذا أرنت عليه سو أفكر أنت ربع. فلان كان إنا صد أفكارين واي معها إنا إيشك.
The family are in crisis. Brian decides to intervene.
What I don't want to do is you to be upset any further. £500 a month, I'm happy. And we want to set something that's sustainable for you, and you said you can do that. It's not unreasonable.
Brian calls the office to see whether the claimant will accept the family's offer of £500 a month.
Hello. They've worked out all the finances, the incomes and outgoings, 500 is fine. Yeah, can you phone the client and tell him 500 a month, starting 30 days from today? All right, bye.
That's the same.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
It's hard how to get no job.
That's why you wanted to pay the lower amount, right? But you got the whole family here. You can get together and resolve this, yeah? Your son's here, and even though he's not working, he still wants to help. So
he'll get a job soon, don't worry. We're managing it now.
Definitely.
You don't have to walk looking behind your back now, you know?
Thank you very much.
Hello?
The office calls back with a response from the claimant.
Yeah. Okay. Okay, lovely, bye. Okay, we got the 500 for you.
Now, if you win the lottery in the meantime, please remember that.
Win the lottery, we're leaving the country.
Not before settling with me, I helped you out.
Mum, what I've done here, okay, what's called a control goods agreement. Basically, what this is an agreement between you and I that we don't take any of your stuff and you pay 500 quid a month. That's basically it, okay? What it does allow us to do is if you don't stick to that agreement, we can come back and regain entry into your premises with you. But I don't think I have that problem with you guys. You're going to pay it, you're going to keep in contact with me, okay?
Thank you very much. Thank you, brother.
You'll work out, yeah?
Thank you.
Mum.
Thank you. Thank you.
Good luck, yeah?
Okay.
Any problems, give us a call.
Thank you.
Okay, Mum. Bye-bye.
But for Mrs. Agala, the debt is just the latest in a long line of family hardships.
500 is hard for me and hard for my sister, but we can do it. We can do it. 500. We know. We do what can. We life is hard, you know. My sister, she get married. They killing, you know, people. So Somalia now they killing. So when they kill, she have pregnant and she have 2 children, but still she's my small sister. So it's difficult life.
That was the best result there.
It's the only result, really.
I think she's a good person. She's trying to support her family and they're struggling.
There's more Can't Pay next week at 9. Tomorrow night at 9, the new series of Nightmare Neighbour Next Door continues. You would not want to share a fence with these folk. And next on Channel 5, Paul Connolly chooses to get close to trouble to get to the truth about car crime. New undercover criminal, Grand Theft Auto, in just a moment.
Mày ghép một tập FPI đi, anh gửi content rồi đấy.
Ô hết mẹ tập ấy rồi.
Hết tập gì?
Hết tập đầu rồi.
Đảo lên.
Đảo gì?
Thế sao đâu?
Giờ chỉ có ghép tập không đầu thôi.
Mày ghép thì ghép kiểu gì mày ghép?
À để em lắc thử kiểu này. Lắc nào. Ô anh Gen rồi.
Tí xong cóp vào.
Má trà hồng thì sao? Như của anh má là trà hồng. Anh không xàm. Không xàm gì nào? Xàm gì mà xàm? 38, 39. Ô đâu?
Bốn tập ấy.
Đây đang tìm 2 tập khởi nhé. 14, 15 3, 14, 15 Cái gì vậy? Làm gì vậy? Mũi. Ô hay. Chả thế. Nghỉ thôi. Đừng có cười. Không phải cười. Đừng có lắc đầu.
Xấu cái địt gì, địt mẹ à.
Ôi cười đều em cũng nhiều.
Tao cười liên quan gì đến mày không? Tao cười mày không?
Chả cười em. Ở đây có em với anh chả cười đều em. Sau đừng có cười đều cũng thấy em không thích rồi.
Mày không thích thì mày làm gì tao?
Dỗi thì về.
Về luôn.
Em nghĩ này em xóa đi nhá. Ở chỗ download này.
Kệ mày.
Xóa đi để tải cái khác.
Thế tao nói gì đâu. Tao bảo kệ mày chứ tao nó nói gì. Mà mày cứ nhằng lên làm cái gì nhỉ?
Nhằng lên đâu. Bỏ xóa đi để tải cái khác.
Thằng BD.
Vậy cả BD sợ đẹp trai người ta BD.
Vậy gì nữa, thằng đẹp trai toàn BD hết cũ rồi, địt bậy à.
Đừng. Em thấy thằng đẹp trai không bao giờ BD luôn. Đẹp trai. Anh đẹp trai BD chứ thợ.
Điển hình là mày ấy, địt mẹ à. Mày ghép một tập FPI của mày đi.
Đây đang tặng đây. 3 tập này gen. Giờ ghép tập con gen này. Từ đó mà đi theo. Lắp thì filter rồi, đẹp trai. Nha. Chỉ đẹp trai ở khoái. Có đẹp trai. Tóc đẹp vãi đủ quá.
Mày à, mày ảo tưởng sức mạnh à?
Bác ảo tưởng chịu thơ lúc nào ông mẹ phủ nhận những cái điều đúng nha cho anh Tuấn.
Đã phủ nhận là cái đồn gì?
Lúc nào phủ nhận sự thật.
Đi chấm nước người ăn gì?
Ê, mẹ lúc nãy hỏi có ăn không thì chịu thơ.
Mày chịu cái đéo thì suốt ngày chịu. Cái gì? Ai uống nửa lon rồi ấy. Ta chỉ uống thêm nửa lon nữa thôi. Lúc ấy dậy khát quá. Lúc ấy dậy khát quá bị uống. Mày không biết đường lấy đá à? Đi cụ mình ngu đấy.
Có uống nước lọc uống hết 2 chai nước lọc luôn. Ông đáy liên tục.
Không biết đường lấy đá ra mà uống à? Chửi chút thì lại bảo anh suốt ngày chửi em. Ngu. Chửi cho anh đi. Có hết trường chưa?
Biết rồi. À, đã khăn rồi. Đầy hổ cân rồi nha.
Cố lên. Nó bật luôn nắp ra. Nắp rồi thôi. Mày xóa đi.